So the implementation contemplates that there would be recruitments, for example, of people who meet certain criteria, right? To be in the murder and robbery unit, you have to meet certain criteria. You don't have, there's no information before you when you make the decision on the 29th that everyone that's in the PKTT meets that criteria. You didn't have that information, right?
In the PKTT?
Yes. What I'm trying to clear is you say there would be integration, reintegration.
Oh, yes.
No one is going to lose their job. And the impression it creates, Minister, and I don't know if that's the impression you're seeking to create, the impression it creates is that after you made your decision and instructed, from the 1st of January, everyone who was in the PKTT will neatly be slotted into the murder and robbery unit so that skill and experience would not be lost. That's the impression that your evidence is giving. Is that what you intend when you say they would be integrated and nobody will lose their jobs? Is that the impression you're seeking to create?
That's correct.
But that cannot be correct for two reasons. You don't know the qualifications of the people who are in the PKTT, whether they meet the requirements, the implementation requirements, as at the 1st of January. You have absolutely no idea about that. So you can't say to us, you knew that the people in the PKTT would all be integrated into the murder and robbery. You couldn't say that because you know nothing about their qualifications.
But I know that there is a report signed by all officials up to Deputy National Commissioner in 2024, signed for implementation.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
And there's nothing that makes me doubt that all of these officials would have signed something that they were not satisfied is at the level that is required in terms of the prescripts of the work study before. But two, when National Commissioner signs in June 2025 now, so it's after my letter, he simply says it must be expedited. It doesn't say there must be any other thing. He says implementation must be expedited, which when I read that, I assumed that he knew what he was doing, meaning that what had been signed in 2024 would be something that exists, it would be based on something that exists to their satisfaction up to Deputy National Commissioner.
So what we know is what the National Commissioner approves includes that expedite the recruitments, capacitating these units. That's part of it, right? We know that's what he's signing for. My point is, when you disband with immediate effect on the 1st of January, and please don't focus on immediate for now.
Okay.
It's a separate conversation altogether. When you say disband, you say people would be integrated into the murder and robbery unit. The simple point I'm making is, or that I'm seeking to establish with you, is that as at the date of your instruction, you don't know, Minister, sitting there at that time as you sign this letter and you send it off, you don't know whether your PKTT people will be integratable into the murder and robbery units in their different provinces. You don't know that.
No, I know it, Commissioner,
Okay.
because it was made abundantly clear during orientation what would need to happen.
Okay, we can leave it at that. That's your answer. Can I put to you that, well, General Sibiya seemed to have understood things differently because he gave an instruction that everybody must just go back to their old stations. Every one of PK, that's what he said. His instruction is, so You seem to have had a different idea that people will be seamlessly integrated into the murder and robbery unit, but your divisional, your deputy National Commissioner for Detectives, I think that's what he is. His instruction is everyone who was in the PKTT, go home, go back to your stations. That's not to integrate them into the murder and robbery units in their provinces. So it seems you and General Sibiya had different ideas about this. And for me, that's part of the problem that naturally follows from a failure to speak to your managers about your intention and how you see it playing out. That here's my thinking about it. You just gave an instruction, you let them execute. Well, Sibiya does what he thinks is best. He calls for dockets, and then he says to people, go back to your stations. So their murder and robbery units in the provinces do not benefit from your decision on the basis of Sibiya's instruction.
Now, the understanding that is written down black and white, including after the effect, was that they would be re-recruited, if I could use that, into serious and violent crimes, including in documents on the 5th and 6th. So this is now from the National Commission, not from Sibiya. What Sibiya subsequently says could loosely be interpreted as to say, if you were from Limpopo and you are in PKTT, in KZN, you would go back to your province, but to murder and robbery.
Minister, no, we can't do that. Please don't do that. Sibiya's letter doesn't do that. It doesn't. It says, go back to your station. That's it. Please accept that's what it says. Let's not try and reconstruct it. He may come back. He will come and testify. Maybe he'll tell us what his intention was, but you cannot. You can't interpret it to suit your evidence now. It's just wrong to do that.
I understand, but my primary reliance is on the reports that we received, as I say, which indicate that members of PKTT would be absorbed into serious and violent crimes.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.
Ms. Silo, I think I took you very far from the question you had.
No.
asked. I apologize.
It's still within theme. It's quite okay. Thank you.
Yes.